There was a march towards the American-Mexico border earlier this week featuring thousands of people who were attempting to waltz right into the country. The event was organized by a group called Pueblo Sin Fronteras, or Town with No Borders. This is a caravan of more than 1,500 families who planned on attempting to file refugee status in Tijuana after marching for a few weeks from Chiapas. The group released a press release to publicize their concerns and their goals, which includes some interesting parts, to say the least. We are a group of people from different nations, religions, genders, gender expressions, and sexual orientations migrating and seeking refuge. We seek to become one collective, supporting each other shoulder to shoulder and demonstrating that by uniting, we can abolish borders. If all goes well, we will be in Puebla, Mexico from April 5th to the 9th to participate in legal preparation and workshops. From there, we will hope for the blessing of solidarity from the Mexican people and human rights organizations, who we hope will join our struggle and assist us with the supplies and resources that they have available. We appreciate the support and collaboration of the people of Mexico and the United States. We hope to be an example of solidarity and struggle to the world. We demand of our Central American countries an end to political corruption, an end to violence against women and the LGBT LMNOP community, an end to failures of justice for victims of domestic violence, extortion threats, and homophobia, an end to corruption between gangs, the police, and governments, an end to murder with impunity, and gang recruitment of youth. We demand of Mexico and the United States that they respect our rights as refugees and our right to dignified work to be able to support our families, that they open the borders to us because we are as much citizens as the people of the countries where we are and or travel. No, you're not. That deportations which destroy families come to an end. No more abuses against us as migrants. Dignity and justice. It just says dignity and justice. I guess they were getting a little tired from all of the complete sentences. That the U.S. government not end TPS for those who need it. That the U.S. government stop massive funding for the Mexican government to detain Central American migrants and refugees and to deport them. That these governments respect our rights under international law, including the right to free expression. That the conventions on refugee rights not be empty rhetoric. I'm not sure if the right to free speech is in the Mexican Constitution, but it would be worth looking into, I think. Well, in situations like this one, it's always good to start things off with a fresh list of demands. Well, their march eventually splintered and scattered right around the time that President Trump ordered the National Guard to protect the border, and he was also very vocal about considering getting rid of NAFTA, which is very beneficial to Mexico. This led to many open borders advocates on Twitter and Facebook collectively descending into hysterics as their emotional attachment to issues they don't fully understand places them in an eternal state of empathy. It's always, you're splitting up families, but no one forced that family to move to a place that they were not welcome in. People say that we are a nation of immigrants, so it is wrong to tell people they can't come. No, this is a nation of citizens. Citizens who actually contribute to more than growing crime rates in sanctuary cities. They might say, it's who we are, but there is no mention of mass immigration in the Bill of Rights. It's not who we are, and it is pitiful that an entire sector of people buy into this rhetoric. You don't get to demand entry onto private property, in the same way that random people don't have a right to crash on your couch. Your house and your property are yours to control, and much like a nation, we need to be protected. I found this little gem in one of the articles covering the Caravan. Hundreds of men, women, and children from Central America were stuck on Tuesday in the town of Matias Romero in the poor southern Mexican state of Oaxaca, awaiting clarification of their legal status after officials began registering them. Confused and frustrated by paperwork, many were uncertain what lay in store and desperate for information. Elizabeth Avalos, 23, says this, "What was the point of all this then if they don't let us stay? There's no food. My children haven't eaten since yesterday. If you are a parent and your kids are starving because you decided to march north for weeks, perhaps it's your fault. But surely this man and this woman and all of these people, they're engineers and surgeons. Something impressive, as I've been told many times by the talking heads over at CNN and MSNBC. Perhaps even better than everybody else. Confused and frustrated by paperwork, stuck in a town they're not familiar with, maybe this is something that they should have thought about before marching for weeks without any legal entitlement to anything. This is what is most frustrating for a lot of us about these types of people. They believe that they are owed citizenship, as well as any gibs to help them get on their feet. They believe that all they need to do is dream. But what about the Mexican dream? What about making Central America a first world country? This is a time for America and the people to show tough love, as opposed to empathy that has been exploited to such disastrous lengths. No more DACA, no more open borders advocates being taken seriously, and no more attempts to morally shame those that want to take care of their own citizens first.